So let's begin seated, connecting to breath. We'll go feet active. Find that descent, that downward movement of the mind, the tail, right into the ground. At the same time, feeling that buoyancy and that ascent of the upper back and the neck and the head, afloat, moving toward the sky. Deepen breath, so feeling the ribs move in all directions. And start to situate right in the center of body. How do you find the center of your person, your bodily person? It's not enough to conceptualize it. Bring your breath to contact it. So you're inhabiting it. It's a location. Perhaps there's features or tonalities or textures. Perhaps it feels spacious. And as you're connected to this central area of your person, you might begin an inquiry of what insight may I have access to today? How ought I to work today? What is good and right for me to see, to experience, to know today? These are just examples. Word it, frame it for you. How does a certain quality appear or look like moving through my body, moving through my behavior? And then deepening breath a little bit more. We're going to go 10 in, 10 hold, quick out, 10 hold. So rounds of Uddiyana, 10, 10, fast, 10. I'll talk us through a round. Feet active. Using fingertips, press 10 count inhalation. Count hold. Holding the breath, holding the inquiry together in the center of your body. Bring the hands forward, swift out. Chin low, draw the belly in for 10. So we're drawing the belly in and back and up. lifting or flaring the ribs. Using the hands, move the chest forward. Move the shoulders away from the neck, away from the jaw. You can flare the ribs without hiking the shoulders. Draw the shoulders down. Release. Reset. Place the soles of your feet together, Baddha Konasana. Ten in. Something I find helpful when I'm working with an inquiry is to make it as succinct as possible. Just really cutting it down to just one or two essential words that triggers that inquiry, that questioning. And then with a breath, holding for 10. So it's really important not to get verbose. We need the language, but we don't need the talking and the and bring hands forward, swift out. Draw the belly in. Back. Up. Release. And we'll switch the cross of the legs again. So this is the other way cross. So one of the attributes that we want from the inquiry is that quality of mind that is openly questioning. We want that quality of mind that's open and listening. The words that go with that inquiry, right? They're more just markers. It's the quality of mind the words get us to. That's what we want. So here we go, final round. You're working with an inquiry to help us remember or trigger a quality of mind that's genuinely wanting to know, open to knowing. So as you inhale for 10, that inquiry and that breath go together. They move together, they enter together, they mix together. And then as we hold for 10, right, we're holding them together for 10. In our body, with our cells, with our pulsing blood, and those animating forces. Bring the hands forward, swift out. Draw the belly in. and staying focused. You start to feel what that inquiry started to clear, or touch, or contact. What's starting to move or respond to this inquiry, this quality of want to know, open to know. Release the belly when you're through. Resume Ujjayi breath. In and through the center of your body. And so one of the kind of the parts we're working with when we work with a focused inquiry or a intent, right, is finding out how the body responds to our own inner voice. We'll straighten the left leg, bend the right knee. Inhaling, reach the right arm up. Exhale, reach the right arm forward. With it, the chest forward. Lengthen through the guts, lengthen through the solar plexus, the diaphragm. The right arm encircles the right shin, Mariachasana. Relax the weight of the head. And with that active inner left leg, deep breath into the shoulder blades, into the upper back. Release. Inhale, we'll come up. We'll switch cross, or switch sides. Right leg straighten, left leg bent. Inhale, reach with the left arm, and the left arm reach kind of further moves the ribs away from the hips. Exhaling. Left arm encircles left shin, Mariachasana. So as we're holding the inquiry with our deep, our conscious, choiceful breath, feeling our body, note how we start to dialogue right into the space of our body, right in our cells, our structure. Dialogue begins. So letting the inquiry, letting each breath be a kind of a gentle probe. What's waking up? What's responding? How do we begin this dialogue? And release. Inhale, unwind. Straighten both legs out. Forward fold, engaging the quads, spreading the foot bones. Inhale, Both arms up, ribs telescoping away from the hips. Exhale, fold. Use the inner legs. And feel the inner foot, the inner knee. And breathing into the back side of the body, the ribs. And release. We're going to set up downward dog. So set up hands and knees. Spread the hand bones. Engage the triceps, the arm muscles. If you look down at your arms, can you see the little crease of the elbow crease? Exhale the knees off the ground. I'm encouraging keeping the tricep engaged. So we flare the elbows out. We miss some of that rotation of the shoulder. We miss a little bit of the upper back, the back of the shoulder. Let's just try it out. We're engaging the tricep, meaning the muscles that strongly straighten the elbow. Good, and then press the earth. There you go, that's it. There you go. And keep with those triceps. We're not locking the joint, to be clear. There's still no liveliness through the elbow joint. But keep that tricep engaged. As you kind of feel the rotation of the arm, some shoulders will move more than others. The pressure on the hands, keeping pressure on the inside of the hand as well as the outside of the hand. And then 3 breaths into the low ribs in the back of the body. The low ribs, back of body. Inhale the right foot forward, warrior 2. Exhaling, the tailbone shifts down, the arms outreach, splay the hand bones. We're gonna come right back to those tricep muscles. Don't let them just hang out. Engage them, deepen the stance. Reverse warrior, inhaling the left hand to the left thigh, raising the right arm. And then exhaling, lifting, reaching to your left. It's really amazing the connection that we can make to our deep breath through the tricep and the hand. Really, anywhere along that arm line. So engaging the tricep, straightening the elbow. Even if that means the arm is a little bit ahead of our head or aligned with our head, doesn't matter. Engage the tricep, spread the heel of the palm. There it is. reaching out through those legs. Inhale, take that right arm up, over, straighten the right leg, and heel toe the feet together. Just enough that we can get down to the ground. So we're getting into frog. And just leave the mat as it is. We'll just set the knees and the shins out widely. So it's not the easiest to get or slide the legs out. We'll manage. Just kind of pick and place the leg up and down on the mat. So from the forearms, relaxing through the back of the neck. Inhale into the hip crease. Now there is so we can play this a couple of ways. We can play like passive if I just try to let my groin go really, really relaxed. Often my belly will start to hang down. That's a fine way to work it. Also, if I press my inner legs, just somewhat, just a slight activation down onto the ground. I can align my abdomen with my pelvis. I can put my abdomen between my heart and my pelvis. So there's less hang in the spine. There's less of that passivity. I find that can be a little nicer on certain people's backs or joints. So. All right. So I'm going to tuck the heels in. Just kind of rock back, pull my chest up, and just do a little scooch in of the knees. We'll turn 90 degrees, so we press back into chaturanga. Inhaling, the hands shoulder width. Exhaling, stepping the feet back. Lower all the way down. Cobra. Inhale. Exhale, lower, downward dog. Inhale the left foot forward, warrior two. Let's go one more time as we're reaching the arms out to the side. Engage through the triceps, opening up the space of the hand bones. Just a slight downward reach of the tail, deepen breath. And the breath, the way we're working with it, isn't an inert, wash of air molecules. There's a particular intent that rides on every breath directly into the body. What are we open to knowing? You'll also be able to feel, does your inquiry, the way that you're working with it today, can you feel a degree of deepening or opening happening in your body? Does it compel a sense of reverence or interest? Reverse warrior, inhale the right hand to the right leg, raising the left, and then exhale, Reach and lengthen your torso, your arm to your right. Inhale, come upright. Heel toe, your stance in just enough to straighten out. Both of your legs, feet pointing same direction. So we're going to just take a teensy-weensy little bit of splits. Okay, so walking the feet out. Perhaps palm the ground. If it's very easy for you to forearm the ground, that's fine. This isn't a max splits moment. This is more of a, oh, there's my hips. Just finding the pelvic floor, the inner leg. For us, I like for this to be a strong move, one that you can support with your ankles, which I guess is worth bringing up if your ankles feel a little bit unable to support a very wide stance like this. You might put the ankle in need of support against a wall. So again, there's the way we can work splits is really passive, just trying to like sag our weight into our groin. But there's also that active way where I'm really quite a bit standing and my hands are just there for 5 or 10% of the support. And heel toe, feet together. Enough to set or walk our hands to the top of our mat. Inhaling, hands under shoulders. Exhaling, chaturanga. Let's lower all the way down when the belly's on the earth. Set hands forward, cobra. Inhale. Draw the chest forward. Exhale, lower downward dog. Triangle. Inhale the right foot forward. So the right toes will point toward narrow edge of mat. Exhaling, the right arm reach forward, the right ribs lengthen forward. Set that hand down. Lift through the left arm. So now all limbs of tensioning the body in this intoned, expanded state. So press through your legs with those quadriceps, with the buttock muscles. Reach through your arm limbs, opening up the chest. Bending right knee, interlock warrior. Inhale. Getting that right arm, armpit nestled up to that thigh. Exhaling the right arm under the thigh, the left hand behind the back. release hands. Inhale, when we set the hands down, set the left knee down. We're just going to slide this left leg forward so we can have a seat. The seat is so we can set up bridge, and we'll be drawing the right leg up. So if you anticipate needing a block for that, just go ahead and grab one. Inhaling, lying back, setting the feet, expanding through the chest. Exhale, shift the tailbone toward the sky. The butt lifts, the spine lifts. Walk the feet in maybe a half inch or an inch each. And then inhale the right knee toward the chest. Exhaling, raise the right leg, just the right leg. And do your best to press with that left midfoot, to press with that left heel, to press through that whole left foot in order to feel the butt muscles engage. Now move the legs apart. Draw strongly the right leg toward your face. Drive that left sole of foot and heel into the earth. And inhale, we'll set that right foot down, lowering down out of bridge. Turn to a side so that we can press to our elbows and knees. Inhale, we're setting up for dolphin, elbows under shoulders, forearms out in front. Exhale, the knees off the ground. Inhale, raise the left leg off the ground, just the left leg. And exhale, press. Sending the left leg outward. As you reach the right heel toward the earth, lift the left heel away from the right. So start to strongly work the legs in their respective kind of, I want to say opposing directions, but different directions. Inhale, we'll bring that left foot down to the ground. Slide the hands under the shoulders. Exhale, downward dog. All right. Inhale the left foot forward, triangle. Now we're exhaling with engaged quadriceps. Left hand reach forward, left ribs lengthen forward. And we'll set that hand down. You may have to rather frequently keep feeling, looking, seeing that quadricep. Can take a little bit to get to it, to activate it, to keep activating it. Okay? With that degree of activity, you can get right into the groin. So use those leg muscles to keep your knees really safe as you're turning and deepening into the hip and into the groin. As you feel a little bit more of that groin, that inner leg, deepen breath. Expanding through the chest, between the shoulders, and then exhale, move the arms out a little bit further. Keep that leg, keep that quad. Keep it with you. Bending left knee for interlock warrior. Inhale. Left armpit next to thigh. Exhaling. The left arm under the thigh. The right hand behind the back. When we release, inhale, set the hands down. We'll set the right knee down. And then we're just kind of scooching that right leg forward in order to have a seat, in order to set up bridge. So lying back, planting the feet, exhaling, pressing up bridge. So this time the right foot presses, use especially the midfoot, the heel, to get that glute to activate. Inhale the left thigh toward your chest. Exhaling, raising the left leg. And then moving the legs deeply different directions. That right heel into the earth. Drawing that left leg strongly toward your jaw. And then relaxing the arms. So work the effort without the arms or the jaw getting overly active. Inhale, set that left foot down. Exhaling, lowering spine down. Turn to a side. And as we inhale, we'll set our elbows under our shoulders, getting our rounds of dolphin in. Just spread out a bit. Exhaling, the knees off the ground. This time, inhale the right leg off the ground. As you're reaching the left heel toward the ground, raise, lift, reach that right heel away from the left. There you go. Deeply different directions. Strongly different directions. There it is. There you go. There you go. There you go. I know you have I see you have another gear there. Yep, keep going, arms. Keep going, arms. Go ahead. And keep us light, arms. Press, press. There you go. Inhale, set that right foot down, set the knees down that we may slide the hands under the shoulders. Exhaling, downward dog. When you inhale to step a foot forward, whichever foot you want to step forward, we're coming into a horse stance. Just want you to be able to turn or face whichever way you want. And then exhaling, palms to thigh as we lower our butt down. Twisting to the left, inhale into the groin. Exhale, right arm presses. This right arm, or rather right shoulder, will shrug up and let it expose these really high up ribs. Reach out through both thigh bones. It's not enough just to run the inquiry through our mind like an affirmation or something we might say repetitiously to help us remember. But we're making the words a part of our visceral experience. So you take that inquiry, which hopefully reminds us of a quality of mind, of a deep probing, wanting to know, and feel that with each and every breath, the interior of your body, the space of your body, the space of your ribs, the space of your pelvis. So kind of washing this inquiry into every cell and finding out what resonates, what responds. Inhale, come back centrally, twisting the other way. Exhale, left hand press. Turning right. Keep weight in the left foot. Deepen breath. Inhaling, unwind, heel, toe, feet toward each other. Once you're standing, vertical splits, or standing splits, let me say that. Standing splits, we're taking the right foot with both hands. Moving that right foot forward. Left toes point forward, right leg moves forward. Bending the right knee away. Place the right foot in half lotus. So here you may have to use both your hands holding thigh or foot or shin. Just make it right. Nothing should feel weird in the knee. If it feels more stable to choose tree pose instead of this, go right ahead. Okay. You can hold that foot with your left hand, drawing the right arm up. You can reach both arms up. Just need a little sticky pressure to keep that foot in half lotus. Use all that active foot. Make sure those little toes We're kind of spreading, almost hooking around. All right, releasing. We'll use the hands to help the foot down. Okay. It might be good if you're working through some ligament or foot things, just to circle, move, push some of your weight through that right foot before it receives all of our weight for the other side. Okay. It was just kind of a reminder for us, right? We get into these postures, one of the purposes is that we are kind of morphing our physiology so that we can perceive ourself differently in our environment. So there's a certain degree of distortion that we're willing to accept through our yoga practice. We're almost expecting a degree of distortion or changed perception. So just add a little bit of data to the pool, clarify, right? Right, standing splits, left side. Steady the breath, settle the eyes. Bending the left knee. We set up half lotus. Okay, so I'm getting this right foot really high up in the crease. So use your hands to support. If this is not a great move for you, for your knee, just use tree. Tree's a really steady way to work the external rotation in one leg. Okay. So you can hold that foot in place, raising the left arm. Okay, you can also kind of sticky that left foot into the thigh. Toes, foot really active, and then you can reach up with both arms. This is the thing I'm wanting for us to be mindful of is just don't let that foot drop. Just if you need to grab it, hold it. And then use hands, help, just slide that left foot down. Okay. And if you're working through some ankle, ligament sprains, strains, just touch that foot to the ground, put a little bit more information through that foot, that ankle, the knee. Okay. We'll press back into downward dog. And downward dog, deepening breath. Inhale, raise the right leg. With the neck relaxed, exhale, press that right leg away from your brain. Engage with the triceps, straightening the arms, pressing the earth with your chest muscles, your palms. Set the right foot down, inhale, the left foot up. Exhale, raise it, reach it. Engage through the arms, push the earth, lengthen the tissues of the arm lines, lengthen out, expanding the tissues of the legs. You can always be flirting with a degree of uncertainty. If we're asking the question, what insight might we have access to today, we're not asking for common knowledge. We're asking for something we've not known yet. We'll set that left foot down, set the knees down, and here, if you need support under your butt for a deep knee bend, I want you to get as much support for your knees as you require. So if that's sitting on one block, if that's sitting on 2 blocks, if that's getting some blanket or washcloths behind the knees, do what it takes. And you might be in one of those in-between spots so that as you're sinking the butt down, there's stretch, there's motion occurring. Okay. Bring the palms directly behind the feet. Now, so you'll make a decision. If you're up on blocks, just stay right where you are. Breathe into chest, push the earth. Okay. Another option is Virasana. Move forward here. So if you are seated between your heels on the ground, you might like to start walking the forearms back to the ground and gradually the spine and the shoulder blades back to the ground. Here's one more option. Maybe it works better for you to lift one foot out of that Virasana first and then walk back. Okay. So I'll give us a chance to walk ourselves back into Virasana, or to be working on creasing the knee non-provocatively. If you're choosing one leg at a time, I'll just call out an appropriate switching sides time. And if you are lying back in half Virasana, it is possible to draw that one leg toward your chest. All right, if you're working a sided Virasana, it's a good time to switch. Sometimes the question comes up, should that Virasana knee be on the ground? It's my preference to have the knee on the ground. Sometimes extraneous wagging movement in this position, it may not feel that great. So I'll often just walk only as far back as my knee can stay on ground. So just kind of an arbitrary limit, but it might have some ramifications on the knee. Exiting your second side or exiting all of Virasana. And Shavasana. So as you draw your legs out from those places, you might want to unbend your knees gradually. So maybe starting off with the knees remaining bent. So sometimes if we have some knee things, maybe we want to unfold the knee gradually. There's no rush to straighten the knee. In these final few breaths, let whatever short word phrase combine with breath be your form of thanksgiving or gratitude toward that deeper aspect of yourself with which you've been in dialogue. Just offering a form of breath thanks to this body as teacher. And when you're ready, bend knees, turn to a side, press to seated. Namaste.